What is up, Dragon Ball Super Players? This is Mardo, and welcome to my episode 3 of Sigma Talk. And today's guest is going to be AC Castro. What's going on, AC?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey guys, I'm sorry for the wait. We was having some technical difficulties, but we got it. We got it to work. We're here.
Mm,
You know, we appreciate your patience.
Thank you for waiting for that long. I got like AOL 3.0, so my internet's really bad.
Yeah, you got to fix that, my dude. You definitely got to fix
I
that.
do. I need to upgrade.
So how you been, AC man? I haven't talked to you in a while, brother.
It's been a while. For those who don't know, me and Marto go way back to the Naruto CCG games, so it's been a while. It's been good, and I'm happy to see him actually catch on Super now too. So came all full circle. We've been good, and yeah, doing good.
That's what's up. Hey man, where can people find you? Like I know you've been doing stuff on YouTube, but where can they find you?
Well, basically for YouTube, I'm a content creator, so you could go youtube.com/RockleeAC. That's where I post a lot of my content. You could even Facebook me. I don't really do a lot of Instagram or Snapchat or anything like that, so if you guys have any questions regarding deck profiles or anything like that, just hit me up on Facebook, AC Castro. So that's real simple.
And for those who don't know what the channel is, I actually put a link below on the description, so you guys can just go click on there, check him out. Show him some love, subscribe, share to your friends, all that good stuff.
Rock Lee is my favorite Naruto character, so it just pretty much clicked together. He's badass, so Rock Lee AC, that's the real simplified version of my YouTube channel.
So, cool, 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 cool. Hey man, how do you feel about this whole people complaining about Super Saiyan 3 Tag Team Trunks being $30?
Uh, just like all the other new sets that come out, draft box sets and everything, a lot of cards are just hyped up. I think that card in general is really good. It's super powerful early game, and it could really like, especially in like a Mass Saiyan build or something like that, or something super aggro. Being able to even maybe possibly give it like double strike and crit. It's super strong early game. Late game, I'm not sure if it's going to be that powerful. But I think as like a $30 card, I think it's a little overpriced. I think $15 is a decent price for it. It's a super rare, right?
It's a campaign rare, so
Oh, campaign rare. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. I think 15 to 20, it'll probably settle down a little bit, give it a couple weeks, or if it even makes a lot of noise during Nats. I think there'll be a couple solid decks that are going to use it, especially like Toa. So I think that in combination to its arsenal, it'll keep up its price, but $30 I think is a little too much.
well, here's my take on this, right? And I'm not
Right,
even seeing it as the card itself being playable, because it's a playable card. It's
right.
a card you can play in any deck, so it's a great card, especially in the early game, like you were saying.
Hmm.
Mm, I think the reason why the card is like $30 is because it's really hard to pull. You know what I mean?
Yes, right.
Out of I've seen 4 box being open, and not a single one was pulled.
Yeah,
So
right.
if you went in there trying to get this card and you bought 4 boxes and you didn't pull a single one, I think the $30 price tag is justifiable at that point.
Sure. Okay. I mean, I like to give Bandai benefit of the doubt, and they're not super money grabbing and everything like that. But I did hear a lot of like the ratio pulls of a lot of cards. It's just super hard to attain and get a playset of. I just had a buddy who just messaged me not too long ago, and he's like, "Well, I opened up like 8 boxes, and I still don't have a playset for things." And I think somebody was saying you need like 16 boxes just to open up like a pretty much like a playset of everything.
I think the issue is that because they're just random booster packs,
Hmm.
I don't think these are like 24 booster packs that are in a box or in a case. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's kind of like you buying blisters.
Right.
You never you don't know what the hell you're gonna get. The pull rate for blisters are pretty awful. At least from my past experience in other card games, and I never bought any
Sure.
blisters for this game, but I bought blisters for other games before in the past. I've judged events and they give you blisters sometimes. And the
Hmm.
pull rates can be amazing or
Right.
bad. So I think that's the reason why the price is there. I mean, I personally think give it some time. Oh, did we just lose you? I think we just lost you.
Hold
Oh,
see.
okay,
I'm back. Okay.
we lost you on
Cool.
the camera side. Um, I think in due time, I think the car might probably go down to like $20 or 15, $20.
Okay.
But I think as of right now, I think 30 is perfectly fine. You know, even 25. But
Yeah, considering the pull rate, like you said, I mean, it's just gonna be it just sucks for people who want to complete their play sets and people who want to get the cards before nationals. You just got to pull an arm and a leg, especially a lot of these sets. I know Bandai wanted to tone it down when it comes to releasing certain product, but it just also seems like it's just like a new thing every month, and I understand that they're trying to do their best to kind of alleviate that like the release and stuff, but it still feels like there's just so much product being pumped out and
Oh yeah,
everything,
because
and
next
it
I
is
think
tough to keep up.
next month we get the EX cards, right? I mean the expansion cards where you
Yeah,
get the
those look
the
dope.
the Gogeta leader
The
and you get
Gogeta VR,
the Brawly
Brawly
BR
VR,
leader.
right?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
reprints are sick. Now speaking of reprints, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that the at nationals you're gonna be getting? I think it's national. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, everybody. But they're giving you a Gogeta leader for first place,
Okay, I think I saw that. Yeah. Wait, was
and
it the large leader or?
I don't know if it's a large leader, but it is. All I
Oh
seen
wait,
was
I
a
think I did
picture.
hear it's like a different kind of maybe a foiling pattern or something like that.
Yeah, it's a reprint. Man, I wish I had the card here with me, man. Oh, and I don't have the card because I ripped it up because it sucks. Right? It's such a shitty card.
Gogeta VR
No, no, no.
or which one?
It's not Gogeta. I'm sorry. It's Vegito.
Vegito. Okay,
It's a
okay.
Vegito. Sorry, Vegito.
I
My
did hear about
mistake,
that.
everybody.
Yeah.
My mistake. It was definitely the Vegito, and the art looks sick. And I'm like, oh, this looks so dope. And when I started
Right.
to see what the card it was, I'm like, what the are you kidding me, Bondi? You
Right.
gonna give this to the winner? This garbage? It's just like a punch in the balls. That's the way I see it. And then I just found out maybe like 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago before I started doing the podcast. My
Right.
roommate comes in and he'll say, "Hey man, did you hear about the second place winner gets the new Brawly? Not, but it gets the BR Brawly yellow, that leader."
Okay.
And I'm like, "Wow, now you're
Yeah.
definitely getting kicked in the balls."
Unless they're releasing something like something crazy in the like the those Gogeta whatever expansion sets, because they release like the new stuff right now. Maybe it might be really good. Who knows? Like all
I,
the support coming out.
I don't know, man. It's really hard to justify that stuff.
Right, right.
Did you
Yeah, but
actually?
I usually don't like to jump the gun on stuff, so I mean I like to wait till the whole set's released and everything and kind of judge from
But it's not
there.
even set. It's a Vegito from last
It's
set.
the card, I know, right, right.
You
But
know, it
like
says it's
the
like,
new cards that are coming out, they might show some support for it. But I know what you mean.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather get the Broly for
Of
first
course,
place
who
and stuff.
wouldn't? I mean, it's a
Right,
good
exactly.
leader, and now you get this like cool exclusive second place winner national leader card. You're like probably the only person in the fucking world is gonna have it. But the first player
Oh
is gonna
God.
get punched in the dick by getting this stupid ass leader. Like out of all the leaders to pick, they picked that one. I was just like, really, Bondi, you know the tournament scene. You see what decks are winning.
Right.
You know the leaders of the people are playing. Why the fuck did you pick that leader?
I'm still waiting for a Mr. Popo
I
leader, man. Once that goes down, it's over.
I feel like that was
GG.
disrespectful from them, dude. We support the game. We buy the product. Show us some love. Give us some real good shit.
Vegito is like one of the top 10 most popular characters in
Yeah,
DBS, so I mean,
hey, they could have
just
gave us the
I
red
could
Vegito,
understand
and
that.
I would have been a lot happier with that.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first Vegito lead. I'd have been like, oh, cool, man, a
right.
classic, right?
Main
Whatever.
thing, you want a playable leader, especially if you're getting first place.
Correct.
But
Like if it was like something for everybody who's entering Nats, here you go, door prize kind of thing. Here you go. Here's this shitty leader. That's
right.
fine. I'm like whatever. That's just like
Oh
a
man,
that's like a congratulations for showing up kind of ordeal. I'm cool with that. But
I hear you.
on other news, there were some spoilers that were previewed today. I think it was David Fashbinder. I'm probably butchering his
Yep,
name. He posted
Fashbinder.
some. Yeah, he posted something today. He posted two cards, if I'm not mistaken. Let
Yes,
and one of them was a
really good.
Gogeta, and these are the cards that are coming out
Mm-hmm.
in the expansion, right?
Yes, the technical release date the day before Nats, Saturday main event, so it'll be
Yeah, it's Super
Friday.
Saiyan Gogeta All Out Assault, and this one
Right.
is a 6 drop. It's gonna be red blue,
Hmm.
two specific blue and two specific red. It has barrier, energy exhaust, an effect is active main, costs you one red, one blue, and three random. If your leader is blue Gogeta BR, card that you
Hmm.
have at least one red Son Goku BR and one red Vegeta BR card in your drop area. Choose all Son Goku and Vegeta BRs in your drop area. Shuffle them to your deck. Play this card from your hand. So for technically for 5 energy, you can play this guy a lot sooner. Now his effect is at the end of the turn, at the end of your turn, place up to 2 cards from the top of your deck to your energy area. Negate this skill for the duration of the turn. Sorry, the duration of the game.
Right.
What? How do you feel about this card? It's a 25k
So
by the way.
right, right. Bandai likes making cards that could help certain decks. Like I understand that. I love how they went back to certain archetypes and they gave a lot of support. So with like the earlier draft boxes, bringing support for like the Frieza clan and everything
Oh
like
yeah, I
that.
thought that was pretty dope.
Um, I liked how they brought this back, and it's very thematic to like what they do with their releases. So this one is supposed to support things like Gogeta, but at the same time, it gave other decks like a little another boost. So I mean, this card's really good in Gogeta ramp. Obviously, you have a target for the 10 drop now, so you could even ramp up if that's kind of like your strategy. I think still it's still going to be a little bit slow in this kind of format where things could kind of still rush you, but it'll give you an option to at least go higher with that 10 drop from
That's
the 6
true.
drop. But
Um, Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, carry on.
Yeah, just to finish off, the thing that does suck about it is that basically you can play it in most decks, especially with like the ramp decks. I think that's the main target that's going to be really abused, and that's what sucks because it's like the Shenron and Purunga deck to me is the best deck in the format, and something with that kind of effect that could mana ramp you in a deck that mana ramps anyways is only going to make you be able to abuse, the Kaokens and your high drop bombs even sooner, like a turn sooner than they are right now. So that's the kind of unintended consequence of making cards like this. It's like, yeah, I want to make certain archetypes better, but then this is a perfect example of giving another powerful deck another tool to use
That's true.
that could push them even over the top.
They definitely gotta be really careful with the whole ramp aspect of the game. As
Right, because you could just roll piece that in, and then you get that auto already, and then you're already ramped up.
it's a very
So
dangerous
it's
tool.
pretty nuts. It is, and I definitely see this probably going to be played at Nats for sure, like that card, maybe like a 2 or something like that. But
Here's my question.
I could definitely see it.
I don't know the Gogeta decks all too well. The Gogeta
Sure.
BR decks. Um, can this can the red one evolve over this?
I don't think so. I think it's for the blue ones. I got to double check the wording on those. But it's
Well,
mostly for like the blue ramps
we'll
cards.
talk about the red one.
Um,
Remember the red ones that came out where you can X evolve over a specific Gogeta, and this one can attack your battle cards and keep untapping itself.
right, right. I can't remember the wording on that one
Does it go
because
over a six or does it go
I
over a
never played it.
five? If I'm not, that's the question I'm asking. All right.
The new one.
It came out in the Destroyer
I
Kings.
just Right, right. I just know the 10 drop blue card, the promo card, can evolve over the 6 drop.
Yeah, that I do
Um,
know.
that's the target. I never played really like the red version, but I
Okay,
know
all
the
right.
card you're talking about. Obviously, it's a really good card that could just restand and everything.
Yeah, I hate that
Um,
card. Like when it gets
it's a good
dropped on
card,
when it gets dropped on you and you don't have an answer to it and you have a decent board and just say I'm gonna keep swinging at your board. So at this point
right?
you might as well just let it all die. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Well, funny story. The first time I played against that deck was actually against Frisco Foz. I think he's part of Shenron's layer. It was during
Ooh, you
so
came.
we played each other in Panini game also. So the Panini game for Dragon Ball, there was Gen Con, I think 2016 or something like that, and we were at the last top table, top 8. So we were playing each other, and then he ended up beating me during that last round. So I still was able to squeeze in the top 32, but if I was able to beat him, it would have got me to top 16. So flash forward to Super, we sat across each other in the tables, and then I ended up 2-0ing him. And this time he was playing the Vegeta or the red version of that deck. And I had just like the sideboard, I had like the nut draws and everything against him. So that deck was extremely powerful, and I think right now it's going to get more support, especially with the new Gogeta stuff. But that red stuff is like nasty. Like being able to like restand and KO like your guys,
Fucking Tom is
it's
busy.
just
What's up,
crazy.
Tom?
Oh my God, Tom VZ, what up? What's his
Uh,
fucking YouTube channel again? Too Easy Forms.
yeah,
What
yeah,
up?
yeah. Too easy for him. That's him.
Naruto. That's funny.
Hey, man. So the other card they showed was the combination attack. Now I think this card's fucking
That's also
sick,
really
dude.
good.
I think the card's sick,
That
dude.
thing is nuts too. Yeah, I like it. I like it because it's balanced, but like strong balanced. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's still really good. You still require the blue and red and everything, but it's just it forces you to play those colors. So I think it's kind of a little bit more balanced in a way. But like the effect is just super strong. I don't think it's super broken, but like I think it's just a
Yeah,
very very
it's
solid card.
a really dope tech ass card for you to play,
It is
and so
right.
I like it. I like when they do little things like this. This is not that bad. It's not broken. It's not overpowered, but in the
That
right
doesn't
hand,
ignore
it
barrier, does it?
not to my knowledge,
Does it say
no.
choose? Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
right. But during the active battle, like it'll
yeah.
catch a lot
It's
more people off guard. So.
cost two energy, one red, one blue. Energy exhaustion, active battle. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle card for energy cost of 5 or less. Return it to the owner's hand. Then choose one of your red or blue energy and switch it to active mode. So essentially, it costs
Yeah,
you one energy, but you got to have at least two
right.
when you first play it. So it's not that bad.
And that's also good in like the Gogeta ramp decks because you usually have like an extra two energy ahead of your opponent. So being able to use that ahead of the time, and then your opponent's dropping like a 5 drop, that could definitely catch people off guard.
Oh, what up? What up, man? How you doing, dude? Welcome to the chat, brother. What? Where are
I
my
don't think
day
I see the
ones at?
message then.
I don't know, man. Where they at? You let me know. You can't see the chat. You got to look for the chat, man. The chat's there, man.
I'm on my phone, so again, my connection's so
Oh yeah,
bad.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So
okay.
I don't know if you could see the chat through the phone.
Um, I wouldn't try it, bro.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
I think you're perfectly
I just
fine
know
the way
people are
you
out
are, my
there.
dude.
Yeah, that's a good pickup line.
There was also some other spoilers that was recently posted. I don't know if it was posted yesterday or maybe a couple of days back by Sam Russell of the Cybermen. And he posted an
Okay,
article and he showed some cards. Now you really can't see the cards; they look like shit.
right, right.
He tried to decipher as much as he could. Kudos to you, man. Appreciate that. And I think it was like a Dr. Wheeler. I don't even know how to pronounce his
Dr.
fucking name.
Wheelo, yep.
Yeah, he was there. Beerus was there. You seen Android 21, a Goku, Piccolo, and they keep making Piccolo fucking 4 drops. It's pissing me off. They need to stop doing that.
That's funny, actually, yeah.
Um, some other stuff, but it's I love the art. It looks pretty sick. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing what the hell these new cards can do actually.
hmm
And I don't know if there's some type of new rarity because the border on it looks a lot different too. So that would be interesting to
Okay.
see as well.
Like every set, they call it a different rarity. So, I mean, the ISRs and a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I don't know what they're going to call it this time, but it'll probably relate to whatever the theme is of, that set.
That's kind of weird that
But so far, it looks good.
they keep naming the changing the name of the rarity like campaign rare and what's the other one future rare stuff like that. It just call
Yeah,
it a special rare and call it a fucking day. To be
I know.
honest.
Just keep it simple.
So
Right. But they like it dope.
you recently was at the Rockford LCQ. Or did you go or did you just cover that?
I was actually. I was there day two, so I wasn't able to make it the first day. But I had one of my buddies, Lee Sheehan. He won first place that day, so he was running the Purunga ramp deck. And then day two, I also ran the Purunga deck, and I kind of picked it up the other day because I thought it was so broken. And a lot of my games were pretty close. I didn't do so hot, but I mean, for the most part, a lot of my matches were the game three,
I don't mean to
and I
laugh.
barely
Sorry.
lost. Oh, that's okay.
I
Yeah,
was reading one of the comments. I'm so sorry. It
you're
was
good. You're
like, what
good.
is this DBZ? I'm looking for relationship advice.
Oh shit.
You in the wrong
It's
place,
all
my
up,
dude.
dude.
But
It's all about Anthony right now.
all about you. Got all the relationship advice you need, man. He
Yeah, if you
got your
got
back, bro.
relationship advice, haircut advice, like just everything, man. He does it all.
Yeah,
Shout outs to Anthony.
oh, your boy Eddie said, "What's up, man?"
Oh, Eddie round two Segura.
Yeah.
That's my boy, locals. He always leaves after round two, so that's why we call him round two Segura. Yeah,
I need
You know those
relationship
people at
advice from
locals?
AC. He wanted relationship advice from you, man.
Yeah, stay
Don't
single, bro.
stop at round two, man. She definitely wants round three, so keep going. Uh,
Keep going, exactly.
but,
Don't leave.
back back to what you were saying, my dude.
So I went on Sunday. I didn't do so hot, but a lot of my matches were really close. A lot of the stuff that I made were just like silly mistakes. I did lose to the guy Andrew Vall who got top four with Janema Mill, and that was literally for me making one mistake off of my super combo. So I super comboed. I was trying to fetch for like maybe like a Dragon Radar or something like that, and I shouldn't have drawn off of that super combo. That was literally like the last card. So a lot of my games were like super close, which is totally fine. But that deck is like a monster. Like that deck is crazy insane. Like I said, I think I mentioned earlier, I think Purunga slash um, the Dragon Ball deck, ramp decks are like top tier right now. It's like the number one deck. But day one, there was a bunch of Shenron ramps, and then day two, our boys Tyler Rice, Casey Scott, they topped it off with like U6, and then the rest were pretty much your typical Toa, Pan, and all that. So
Isn't it crazy that you can something as simple as comboing can cause you the game?
it is, and that's where a lot of the math and skills take place. Is you really do have to think a lot ahead of the curve, especially when you're like going against certain matchups like Janemba. Like when you're playing like the Shenron, you don't want to draw so much. Obviously, you want to pitch like your Super Dragon Ball with like your one star ball, so you don't draw so much. So like little intricacies like that can make a big difference. And again, just like dealing with like the board at the right time. So it's even though like the ramp deck is like very linear, it does have like a lot of small little plays that if you mess up or if you world piece the wrong target, it could go back at you. So yeah, it rewards the skillful play, and I'm not skillful. I'm
Eddie,
alright.
I'm not a big fan of Janemba, but I don't hate it. I don't mind it. I think
Janemba Mill.
I think every card game needs mill. They might need to tune it a little bit, fix it so we can have answers to mill. We don't really have really viable answers to mill, but I think if they put some viable mill answers, I think Janemba will be perfectly fine. Other than
Yeah, I
that,
think a lot of people hate mill, but it's a necessary evil. It does check like a lot of decks, especially decks that draw so much, build a hand. Like you want to punish those who have that inherent draw capabilities ahead of like other decks. So I mean, there's a lot of decks in this format that check each other, which is really nice. So the only other deck that I feel like is super powerful is just like the Shenron Ramp. But I know Eddie hates Mill.
hell yeah, dude, man, Naruto mill is obnoxious. Let's not even go there.
Who said that?
Tom.
Yeah, Naruto Mill is nothing like anybody's experience. It's broken.
Yeah, fuck
Hakun's
that shit.
broken.
I'm not. Let's not even talk about that.
I know you brought it up with Joey the other last week, but like, yeah, Hakun's just nuts. It's just constant mill.
Yeah. So for those of you who want to see, could you posted videos on your channel about the Rockford LCQ, the deck profile. So you guys
Yeah.
can go check out his channel and see all the stuff that he posted there about deck profiles, first place winner, second place winner, I believe third place as well.
Yeah.
So
So a
yeah.
lot of like the top four will be on my channel, youtube.com/RocklyAC. So check it out, see what people are explaining about the certain decks and everything, and just prepare for Nats because you're going to see these decks. You're going to see the U6 decks, Brawly or Kaba. You're going to see Toa. You're going to see Pan. You're going to see Shenron Ramp. So I mean, a lot of those decks are covered in my channel. So and of course appreciate all the other content creators that are out there. I just do this for fun, but there are a lot of people who work really hard. Like you guys already saw Joey Palladino, Crossworld TCG, Anthony. Like everybody does their part in this thing. So we're all working together just to kind of make everything exposed for everybody. So support those channels. Support your guy Mardo, Sigma Gaming.
Speaking of which, man,
Watch
what?
his Apex videos.
Don't be hating on my Apex, dog. Come on.
No, you're
I,
good. You're good.
I don't suck that much. I suck a little bit, just a little bit. You know, I be getting trolled by my roommates and shit. But what made you want to start doing YouTube like for Dragon Ball Super?
Geez, I guess I mean it started with like Naruto and stuff, so a lot of my videos just come from that. Like I just like the whole aspect of like vlogging and everything, so I did a lot of vlogs. before vlogging started getting popular and shit, like the stuff that you would see, like, Instagram and whatever. Everybody's doing that now. But I just like recording my experiences. It's mostly just there for like the fun and stuff, and just like looking back at like, where you went, what you did. It's really just all there for fun. A lot of my stuff, like I don't have a Patreon or anything like that, or I don't ask people for money to like, look at my content and
Nah, I'm
stuff. I
not.
just do it for fun,
You know,
you know?
I'm all about the like, fuck Patreon, all that shit. But a part of me wants a Patreon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if it's your
But
hustle, you do
but
it,
like, I
that's
wouldn't
fine.
know what the hell I'm gonna do. Like, 'cause I don't care about doing deck profiles. Anybody asks me for
Relationship
deck
advice, dude.
profile?
That's all. That's where the money is right now.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. If you guys want me to make a Patreon for relationship advice, let me know. I'll be
uh,
more than willing to give you guys relationship advice, man.
oh
Um,
my God. No, don't do that. You're good.
yeah, you do have
Keep
a
it
lot of views.
DBS.
Sadly, that's crazy that you got a lot of views, Thomas. You know, I'm jealous, my man. 150k views. Jesus, for that game. So Joey recently posted some top eight profile deck profiles, top first, I mean top four deck profiles for the Texas LCQ. So you guys can check that out. His channel. I put
Hmm.
a link in the description below for you to check that out, guys. But speaking on Joey, I'm gonna have to give Joey the bad player of the day. And the
Oh
reason,
no.
no. The reason why I have to give him the bad player of the day, because I was gonna give it to somebody else, some guy named Chanchu Boy 17, right? And I
Who the hell's
decided,
that?
well, he's a guy on tap. I don't know who he is, but he was really butthurt. And then the guy was trying to explain the rules. He's like, "That's not how it works." You know how people are, man. When you tell them this is how the card works, they don't want to believe you. And
Yeah.
I think it was Isaiah Herring was telling him the rules about it. And Isaiah is a well-known player. People know who he is, so he has
Hmm.
he has credentials. You know what I mean? If he's telling you this how it works, more than likely that's how it works.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And so this guy was being butthurt about it. And so I was actually gonna give him the bad player of the day, right? And then I
Okay.
seen something the other day that Joey posted. Now on this post, the motherfucker said, "Is active main a keyword?"
Oh. I
Now
saw that. I saw that.
I put Joey in a higher standards of players. Now, I don't think he's the best player, but he's probably definitely like top 20. You know what I mean? At least in my opinion, he's top 20. And when I see him asking a question that he should fucking know the answer to, it's just like, bro,
Oh boy.
bro.
It's funny, but I'm not gonna give him that shit. Like, there are people who, even when you get recorded matches on stream and stuff, you make like the dumbest mistakes. So I'm not gonna give like anybody anything because it's just like a small slip up.
So
But
I'm gonna play a little audio for him, man. So if you're
You are
watching this,
terrible at the card game. You don't know how to play. You're trash, and you're bad.
that's for you, Joe. Jeez, that's crazy. I was when I seen that, I was like, damn. And I thought he was trolling at first, but he wasn't trolling. He was actually really serious. He was actually really asking a serious question. I'm like, get the fuck out, man.
it's funny. I mean, like, there's certain stuff too. Like, I mean, I'm sure he was looking up like maybe some of the newer cards and just trying to compare and make sure like he's not doing anything too broken or whatever. But like even just like random rulings on certain cards like the Toa, like the Revenge Blocker. There's so many people like especially during the Rockford LCQ weekend that tried to just pay it for overwhelm costs. Like you still got to pay the two overwhelm costs, but you still have to tap the two energy. Yet
Yeah,
so many people were asking the judges like, "Do you still have to pay two energy?" It's like, yes, you do still have to pay the cost. The overwhelm was in addition to what you got to tap. So, I mean, that's like small stuff.
yeah. I
I'm just
mean,
trying to. I'm
I,
just trying to. I'm a nice guy. I'm trying not to make Joey look so bad.
no, 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 no. We gotta make him look like shit for asking this question. Joey, you shit.
All right, that's you. I didn't say anything.
Yo, did you actually? I don't know if you've seen, but Marcus, the guy from Shinron's Lair, he posted
Okay,
a post recently, maybe about a couple hours ago, and they have their new team jerseys that popped up.
I did actually. I think I'm friends with Trey Faircloth on Facebook, so I saw that. It looks super dope.
Dude, yeah, I think
Like the
those jerseys
dragon
look
stuff.
fucking sick,
Yes,
dude.
yes, I
I,
love those.
hey, look, I wouldn't mind rocking your jersey every time I do one of these little podcast things. Just put my name on it and add my logo, and
Yeah, I'll do that too.
I'll
I'll
rock
put
it.
fanboy in the back. I'm down. But the dragon, like whoever designed that stuff, is super sick. So
Yeah,
shout outs to you
I
guys.
thought that was pretty sick, man. Good stuff. Um, we have a
Yeah,
friend, Ruben, and
Ruben.
yes, and he recently opened up a store. So I haven't
Yeah,
talked to Ruben because he's been a busy guy. But have you been to his store?
yeah, I have actually. So for people who live out in the Midwest, Ruben just opened up a shop in Portage, Indiana. So it's kind of like next to Chicago. It's about like 40 minutes or so, I think, north. And if you guys come down there, it's a nice little shop, and he does all like the major card games, and he does Super on Thursdays, I believe. And that's usually where Lee Sheehan plays too as well. And Ricky Cox, he's going to start going up there too. He's the guy who also got second place playing Purunga Ramp on day two. So there's a lot of like competitive players in the area. And I got to give a shout out to like the Midwest players. I know a lot of people, uh, put us in down in the pedestal, but there's so many like good players in the Midwest, and there's just not enough events. So I was super happy for even Bandai to pick Chicago as a nationals location, which I was super surprised. I was like, that kind of came out of nowhere. But like since like ARG left and everything, there's not too many Midwest stuff. I know like there's Ohio and everything like that, but everything's on the East Coast, everything's on the West Coast. But there's a lot of great players in the Midwest. There's a lot of like people from Chicago, Wisconsin, like Javad Cruz, Ben Lodice. Like there's a lot of heavy hitters
Oh,
in here
Java
too. It's
Crew. I
just
haven't heard that name in a while.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he's still playing, and he does really well, especially in the area. There's just a lot of people in Midwest can't travel so much to like a lot of the East Coast, South, and like West Coast stuff. So, I mean, it's like that for everywhere. Everybody has players who can't travel, but like a lot of us in the Midwest, it's like it's so tough to drive like 10 hours, 12 hours. Like Eggman, I think, also is in the Midwest. So there's a lot of
I
people.
didn't know
So
he was from the Midwest.
I think it's technically considered Midwest. Or I know, is it Kansas? I can't remember. But like, yeah, a lot of people who are going to be at Nats, I think it'll be really nice to see a lot of competition because there'll be a lot of new, fresh faces that you don't normally see like at these larger events hosted by like PPG and everything. So I'm really excited for people to represent, uh, Chicago, but most importantly, like the Midwest area.
Well, what I need to probably do is hit up Ruben. Do you know if
hmm
he has like a website or anything like that?
Not yet. Just Facebook. So it's Dragon's Lair Cards and Comics. So you guys could just Facebook that and the search and everything and find his store. But he's currently working on a website. So he literally just opened up about a couple weeks ago. And Ruben's a really nice guy. We met him through the Nardo CCG, and he's always wanted to make a card shop. And kudos to him. It's a lot of time sacrifice, but it looks
And
really dope. Like
not
it's
just
very
time.
thematic to like dragons. Yeah,
It,
it's a lot of time, a lot of dedication. Like he did really good with his shop.
it also costs money, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Open the shop, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the hole for a little bit, and just like any other business. But if anybody's in the area, like he does really well with like the pricing and everything, and he'll pre-order you like the Dragon Ball stuff if you need it. So he's pretty well stocked with all the major card
I mean,
games.
he's always been a cool dude. I've never had any problem with Ruben.
Yeah,
I've talked to him many times. I've done FaceTime with him and his wife when they recently had just got married, like last year or something like that.
right, right.
So cool dude, man, and I'm very
Yeah,
happy
great
for him.
guy.
I'm proud of him for opening up the shop because he talked about it. I when he said he wanted to open up a shop, just like me, I want to open up my own shop. And so
Right, right.
when he said it, I was like, yeah, but it ain't gonna happen, right?
Yeah, like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I want my own
It's a
shop,
nice
but
dream.
it doesn't mean it's gonna happen, right? But he did it, man. I'm very happy for him,
Yeah.
man. Proud of you, Ruben, if you're watching this.
Shout outs to you, Ruben.
So, what is your opinion on the state of the game? How do you feel the game is played today?
I think it's overall good. I think it's overall balanced, and I say balanced with like a very like kind of open perspective. There's like 5, 6 decks that are really top tier. If you wanted to ask me like top tier decks and everything, I would probably go Shenron Ramp slash Prunger Ramp, and then you have like your U6, so Kaba Brawly. You got your Janema Mill Tricolor is really good, or Blue Yellow. Toa, Pan, like all those decks are, I think, really, really top. And there's a lot of like decks that are underneath it that are very powerful, like Clash Coup and whatnot. So I think there's a lot more variety than there was in the past couple sets. And I could definitely see the argument from Mr. Jordan Markle, his side, Mr. Nats, on his state of the game, because I think he still thinks it's a little bit stale. And I could see that with certain, like seeing the same, top decks like right now, just always performing. But it's a lot better than having like, the Frieza that was that banned, the Mecha Frieza
Yeah.
format when it
So
was
it's
like
it's
everybody
not
doing
it's
that.
not
So
like S tier deck. Everyone plays as S tier. I feel like there's a bunch of
I think
tier one
any of the top
decks,
like 3, 4 decks could win it. Like
and
I think a lot of the events shown that.
probably some road decks here and there.
Right,
I think that's what what you strive to have as a if you have your own card game and the designer, you want to have the top four decks, right? And then
right,
everything else be road decks. I think
right.
that's when you have everything in the right order. I think everything is perfectly fine, and I think that's like the perfect balance. Four different decks you can choose. These all viable in their own way, and then you have your little road decks here and there. So
Right.
I think Bandai is doing a great job. There are some
It's
things
just
I
tough.
don't
Like,
like, but those are
mhm.
like little minor things. I'm just nitpicking at this point, right? So
It's tough because like I call it like a temporary meta, and it's just so short because like there's a lot of decks like because of all the product that's pumping out,
oh yeah,
like the
hell
meta
yeah,
is always constantly changing. So it's like it's hard to kind of focus on a couple decks that you want to master in like 2 months when another deck's going to pop up with new cards and more broken effects. So it's really hard to kind of like master your skills at like a certain deck. Like there's a lot of people who want to focus on certain decks, but it's constantly changing. So that is rough. Like nationals, I think is going to be not completely different meta, but I think there'll be really really strong decks that'll come out of the woodwork, and there'll be other decks that I think they'll enhance it. Like again, like the ramp decks with like that Gogeta card. So I think that's also kind of annoying. Like it's hard as like a deck builder to well, it's fun as a deck builder, but it's also hard as like somebody who wants to perfect their craft in like a certain deck when they have to be almost forced to play a different meta deck because it's constantly changing so
yeah.
quick.
That's constantly evolving.
Right.
Card game
But it's good.
TV.
It's good.
Net decking is gonna always be something that's gonna be in the game, card game.
Hmm.
Even in Yu-Gi-Oh, everyone net decks. Magic, people net deck. Force of Will, people will net deck in. Kaijudo, people will net decking. I think net decking is just part of the game. You just have to live with it. I play League of Legends, and you go and check what are the most popular champion. You play those champions. It's just how any game is. You just play the meta. When you play fighting games, people play the tier list, right? You pick the best characters in that tier list, and you practice those characters and use those characters. So I think net deck is part of the game, unfortunately.
What was he saying about net decking?
He said the more creative deck, sorry, no more creative deck builders. You get more diverse game. Gets too many people net decks, right? So
Yeah. It's tough. Like this game, there's a lot of competitive players, but there's also a lot more casual players. So for me, like I'm a lot more casual. Like I like making fun decks. I like making creative decks, and that's kind of like what gets me into the game. Like just recently, I started playing the meta because I wanted to make sure that I earned like my invites because I don't have too many days off in October. So I had to play something meta for the LCQs. But normally, I like playing like tier 3, tier 2 decks. Like I just find it a lot of fun, and I like mixing different strategies and different decks. Like give me a tier 3 leader and I'll have a lot of fun with it. Some people they'll just be like, give me a meta deck, and that's my version of fun. So it's tough. Like I don't mind people net decking and everything, but like it's all about player skill too. So like you can't just
yeah,
pick
quick.
up a deck and really roll
You
with
can't
it.
just
So
pick up a the
net
best
deck
deck.
all you want, but like when it comes push to shove, your results will show through your like skills of the deck.
Ban
But definitely, I think we need a lot
versus
more people to make different decks. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Rajin Rayquaza, right? I think that's how you pronounce your name. Ban versus.
Yeah.
What do you mean by ban versus? If you can explain.
Then Victory Strike.
Okay,
Is that
victory
what he's saying?
VS. Okay, I've seen VS, and in my head,
Oh,
I instantly see it as versus. And I'm like, what the
right.
fuck? Okay, victory strike. Okay, got him. Um, ban the card. I don't know. I don't think the card is ban worthy.
I
Uh,
don't. I don't think it's ban worthy either. I mean, like before, it's not even related. But if before they ban something, they should maybe reprint it so more people could have access to the card. But it's just like it's a very powerful card. Any card that has like I win the game is super strong, obviously.
could you
But there's so many
sorry.
answers for it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, carry on. My bad. No, I'll let you finish.
There's so many answers for Victory Strike now because they're printing off of that, and Bandai does pay attention to everything, and something like Victory Strike has been already addressed in the last couple sets, so it's super powerful. I know you could use it in Kurunga Ramp, and it's such like a degenerate card, but I don't think it merits a ban. Like, if anything, it should be on the watch list, but I don't even think it should be on the watch list. But that's just my personal opinion. Having a strong effect like that, of course, it sucks. Like, it's super strong, and I hate losing to it. But I think right now there's a lot more other threats before Victory Strike than, for me at least.
You know, it'd be really cool if Bandai decided to reprint all
Hmm.
the secret rares in like a special
Ugh,
kind of thing. You
it'd
know,
be cool. I know a lot of people would hate because the value would go down, but
well,
it would be cool to have those
it
cards.
could be something like an event pack, right? So
Hmm.
you know, the event pack or one of those things where you get one random card of that, and you can
Give it out at Nationals or something,
yeah,
top
like
16,
something
something like
cool
that.
like that would be sick for them to do. I don't know exactly how they'll do it, but it'd be dope. And who cares if the value of the cards drop down? I've never been a person that I care about value of cards, right? I want the growth of the game, and by having value on these cards be so expensive, you're not gonna grow your game. Your game's gonna get smaller and smaller.
Right,
And,
yeah. There's other factors, of course, but yeah, I mean, I'm a foil whore though, so I like all the pretty cards and everything. So I try my best to foil out my deck,
I
but
mean,
do
it doesn't.
need some
It could be
value.
something where they can reprint Victory Strike and only come common. You know, that way you know, like when you do get your Victory Strike, you got a common one. They're gonna look
Right.
at you like, you don't got this dope foil one, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I got the original Victory Strike.
yeah, yeah, correct. And
Right.
make yours feel a lot better than his little piece of shit.
Yeah.
So like when you go to events, how do you prep for like these tournaments, these big events?
I cry basically because I know it's gonna be a tough day. No, like a lot of this stuff, like I try to study up on the meta. That's like the most important thing is knowing the matchups and whatnot. So I really try to play whatever deck that I'm comfortable with, but also at the same time, if it's gonna be like a high-end tournament, I'm most likely gonna try to play the meta. And I know that sucks. Like I try not to play meta. But if depending on what's at stake, if it's an invite or if it's something for like a large cash event, I try to play the meta and try to play test as much as possible. I think that's like the number one thing is just really just grinding out the games and just playing your matchups against the top tier decks and everything. And that's really what it is. Like I sometimes I kind of just change my decks last minute. Like I'm known for that and just be like, oh well, this deck's cool and all, but I'm not gonna have fun or something like that. So it really depends on I guess the type of event that I'm going to.
Okay.
Like if it's going to be locals, of course, I'll just throw around something fun. But it's going to be a larger event. I try to study as much as I can for like the metas, what's their weaknesses, and then I like sideboarding cards too. So like I love thinking about which cards are best for certain matchups. So that also really plays a factor. Just really studying up on the cards and just finding out the strengths and weaknesses.
That's dope. That's dope. Do you play tests often, or do you just
Lately, I have been. There are times when it's just rough, like just with school and everything, or not with school and work, but like just constant weekly testing from my local group. I do, and one of my buddies, Justin Trino, he also played Naruto too back in the day. I usually play test with him. So lately, we've been doing a lot of like the meta decks and just switching back and forth between like U6 or Shenron or Mill, and just picking out like why certain cards don't work during certain matchups. So when it comes to like just the grind of the game, it really comes to each like individual card too that can make a big difference. And like there's certain cards like I like to tech in certain cards that are against like meta. So like the Westkai slash Jocko in the Purunga deck, those are great against like stuff like U6 to bounce back cards to
what's
your hand.
West Kai?
Westkai is like one of the guys I think from Miraculous Revival. When your opponent combos, you play it and that card bounces back to their hand. So it's like the Jacko that's from like set one. It's a one drop. Like East Kai, West Kai, North Kai.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it
yeah.
was set five. Yeah, so those cards, that one in particular for West Kai, it's a one drop blue card. When you combo with this card, the card that your opponent combos or whatever you choose and it goes back to their hand. So when they try to evolve or double strike the Khalifa in, whatever,
Okay.
that'll just go back to their
I
hand.
always thought that was a super combo that did that.
Not that one. There's another super combo that's Supreme Kai
Okay, yeah.
or North Kai or whatever he is. Too many Kais.
Because that's what I've been using
Uh,
recently for my blue decks that I'm fucking around with. I use the
right.
Supreme card because they tend to combo and be like, nah, get that shit out of here, dog.
But I like to do that. I like to take like the meta decks, but also have like a little twist on them. So like some people may run them, some people may not. I like to run it at three. I think three is a good number. I think a lot of people run it at two, but I like the three because it could just bounce back a lot of other cards. Like if you're going against Pan, they kind of combo the Vegeta that gets put in play. You just bounce that back to their hand and whatnot. So like there's a lot of stuff that I like to play that are usually made for sideboard, but I also mainboard it because you're more likely to see certain matchups. So that also too, like if you feel like you're gonna see, a lot of Shenron or whatever, then you side in like King Yanma or something that, really interrupts their board or whatever your main deck is weak against. So it's a lot of like studying your deck and knowing your weaknesses, and if you feel like, this is gonna be a really hot card for you, then put it in. But that could also be a hit or miss too.
I
It's
play
tough.
I play a lot of Android. That's what I use.
Nice. Yep.
Every deck that I play, every format is Android. What variant of Android? I don't know. Like right now, I'm playing Super 17 using the Brawly
Right.
engine, the green red Brawly engine.
Okay.
So there literally no androids in my deck. My leader is just Super 17.
You have what, Cal Can as a finisher or something?
No, I just play the Brawlies and they stay on the board and they fuck your gameplay up.
Okay.
I I use the dormant, but I don't play the dormant. I play the creating an android
Okay.
because my leader is an android, so I draw two and I can ditch the dormant.
What's funny, my buddy was trying to make a deck like that too, and just like trying to abuse Dormant Legend
But
and outside of the Brawly leader.
I haven't bought any of the draft box stuff, so I haven't got a chance to mess around with the Zamasu. 'Cause I think that the new Zamasu is amazing, so I'm gonna fuck
The
around
green
with
one.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
that green Zamasu engine, very strong. Not many people are talking about it, so I don't know if
Right.
it's underrated, but maybe they're just keeping it on the low and they're not saying nothing because they want to surprise people at ads or something. But I think that engine is disgusting.
I definitely want to take a look at that one. I haven't seen much of it.
It can
There's
be played in
certain cards that
it,
are,
it can be played in any deck.
because it's a two colorless, right?
Well, two colorless, three colorless, so you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's I think this it's a sleeper, man. People gonna fall asleep on it, and it's gonna crack somebody in the right deck. I don't know
Nice.
what's the right colors to play with it, but because you can play it in any deck, I think it's very very dangerous.
Green
Now,
blue sounds really interesting, like the new stuff.
recently someone posted something on the I don't know if it's the regular group or it was at the High by Time Chamber. I don't know if you heard about this store called like Pay. It's like
Shit, Geo, man. Yeah, hell yeah. Geo scammed everybody. That guy?
I, what's the story behind that? Do you know the story behind it? Because I have no idea. I asked somebody to fill me in, but they never actually told me anything. So
All right, I'm
I'll,
about to go Frank Miller on y'all.
all I
Uh,
know is that he was a scammer. That's all I know. There's a scam involved. Carry on, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think this happened like last year and everything. So he was very active on the forums and stuff. So he would always post about selling cards and whatnot and buying everybody's collection and everything. And he seemed very like chill and whatnot. I remember I think it was during the time of the Baby Vegeta promos. So you'd have like the Hurdigarn promos, Baby Vegeta, and all that. And he was selling a bunch of them. And I was trying to get it for like a playset because I was really feeling the Baby Vegeta engine. So that was the time when it was released. So I messaged a guy and I was like, hey, would you do like $35 for a playset? And at that time, I think it was like $60 or something like that. I was like, I'm gonna lowball this guy. See what's the lowest he'll sell it for. Because he's
Hold
like,
on.
oh, I'm open to
Uh,
offers.
I don't mean
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
cut. I don't mean to cut you off.
That's fine. That's
We
fine.
had somebody in the chat was like, AC didn't get his babies.
I didn't. Yeah, yeah. Who said that?
Raging Rayquaza. I'm just gonna call him
Who the hell
Razor. I'm
is
sorry.
that?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know your username, but I know you. You're
Well, guess
probably in like
I'm
our group
pretty
chat.
sure he knows you because he was talking about your babies. And at first when he wrote down AC didn't get his babies, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about, babies? And then you start talking about the baby Vegeta,
Baby
and I was
Vegeta.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it says he said the name is Cade. Cade.
Oh, Cade. Yes, yes. Cade's he's one of the managers at the shop that we play at. He's a cool guy.
Okay, welcome to the stream, Cade, man. Well,
I'll
carry
be
on.
clean for Cade. I'll be nice. Yeah, so basically, I tried to offer him like $35 or something like that, or oh, sorry, I apologize. It was like $50, and then I think the play sets were like 70, 75. So he goes, yeah, cool, man, that's fine. Just message me, PayPal, blah blah blah, all that. I didn't get it for like a couple weeks, and I was like, hey, I ordered, a play set. Is it coming in? He's like, oh yeah, something happened with like my what's it called, coworker or something like that. He had like apparently like a business or whatever. So his like I don't even know what it stands for, Pay Brothers or whatever they are. They obviously didn't pay us because they're keeping all the money. But like his company is like basically some like shady ass business that he ran in like I think New York or something like that. And it was like an actual card shop. Like they would hold events and everything, but later on I guess like it got kind of like shady where he wouldn't like send the cards and whatnot, and he would kind of like ghost you for like the longest time. And I didn't start noticing this until like everybody started putting in like the complaints. Like I think there's a Facebook super group that's like all for complaints and everything, and everybody just started posting threads about Geo. Gio's like the main guy or whatever. He looks like fucking Pitbull when he was like 24, like shades and everything.
Wow.
So this guy was like scamming everybody basically, and he was just like being so nice with it though, like because like it just seemed like he was like he made an honest mistake, and he's like, oh, sorry, bro, I was just busy at work or whatever, I'll get those to you right away. And it's been like a month, and then obviously we found out like Gio's been scamming, I think, I don't know, even like $10,000 worth of cards from like people.
That's fucking
We made like a big
insane.
we made like a big message group and whatnot, and everyone's like, it was like a whole like alcoholic drug group. Like, yeah, what's your story? Be like, oh, he stole $100 from me. Oh, he stole three hundred
Oh,
dollars from
like
me.
a little
What did he do
little
to you?
little fucking reform groups and
Like a
shit like
vent,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. And I was
Uh,
pissed. Like $50 is like not that much. Like I've been scammed before, but like for the most part, everybody's good on Facebook. You're gonna find like mostly like everybody's like cool, chill guys and
that's
girls.
fucking
But like
crazy.
this guy was like the Toby of like, scammers. Like he was just straight up like, oh
Huh.
yeah, you'll get it next week. Don't worry. Like my guy will help you out. And
I
then
got you, bro. I
as more
got
like
you.
as more stories came out, like we started seeing pictures of his shop, like people who used to be part of his team were like snitching on him, but like the good snitch, of course, and like, hey, he's trying to leave the country or something like that. He's trying to get out because like he's wanted from like the police from like all this like fraud and shit. So like a lot of his stuff was just like he was already in like bad trouble. So I guess he used Super as like another form of like paying up like his debt or something like that. But like I guess like he was in the hole in a lot of stuff, and like he was like
Just the
moving like out
IRS
of the
was after
country.
his ass. That's what it was.
Yes, yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
It
Fucking
should have been
A.
ice though.
That's
Yeah, so I mean, he got a lot of people. Mine wasn't the worst. $50 is whatever, but like, I still don't have my play sets of the baby chain. So, hopefully somebody could hook me up right there. Be like a good Geo guy or something. Be the good version of him. But yeah, dude, he sucks.
fuck
He's
that guy. I
terrible.
don't, I don't know him, but fuck that guy. Holy
I know.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy. Now,
yeah.
earlier today I was actually watching the Mike Tyson has a podcast. I don't know if you know about that.
Oh, does he? Can
Yeah,
you understand him?
yeah, dude. I love Mike Tyson's the man. That's the one
Damn.
person I would love to meet was Mike Tyson. I think it's called the Hot
Okay.
Box, right?
Okay.
And in his podcast, he said something pretty funny. I thought it was hilarious. He was talking about reincarnation. He said his wife believes in reincarnation and all that stuff. And his wife is freaked out about bugs. She doesn't like bugs. She doesn't like flies, all that stuff. So apparently they were chilling in the kitchen and there was like a fly. She was freaking out. Just trying to swap it. And then he was thinking about the conversation they had about reincarnation, right? And
Hmm.
he was like, "Baby, what if that fly was your grandma? She's just trying to say hi, like, hey, baby, how you doing, baby? You over here swatting, but
Wow.
she forgot that she's a fly now, so she's trying to communicate with you, and then you just killed your grandma."
You know why he's thinking that? He got fucking hit on the head so many times throughout his career that he's like talking shit. Like you can't even understand that. Like that's either that or like he has like some good weed or
But
something.
like, if you
So I mean,
just think about it for a second, though, like that could be true if that's how reincarnation works, right? You come back as something else in the afterlife, right?
I wish they found that out through Area 51 because I wanted all the secrets to come out during that weekend, but
That
they
was
let us
trippy.
down.
That Area 51 thing was
Yeah,
trippy with the guy running like fucking Naruto. That was pretty hilarious.
I just thought that was funny, and people
Uh,
actually came by. But yeah, I know. But reincarnation, yeah, man, I don't know.
I-
I still need
it's
some of
not
that good, good.
it's not for me. You know, hopefully you come back as a better Giovanni, right?
Right, right,
That's the same.
right.
But AC man, look, it's getting late. I gotta work tomorrow. I'm sure you gotta work
I
tomorrow.
appreciate it. I
You know,
do.
thank you for being here. You didn't have to do this, but you did this for me, man. Appreciate it a
Thank
lot.
you for having me. Thank you for having me.
You know, guys, again, just check out his channel. The links in the description below. You know, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Subscribe to my Patreon. I'm gonna be giving a relationships advice and everything. $100 a day.
Speaking of which, chat. So not Sunday, Friday. My special guest is gonna be Frank Miller. He's gonna be in the podcast with me.
Mailman.
Yeah, so you know, he got some stuff he want to talk about. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he has to say.
I love
Uh,
that guy, man. He came
Dude,
out of nowhere.
I love his videos, man. Look, I told him, I said, bro, you gotta have the YouTube, man. I will support you 100%.
Right.
I'll do whatever it takes to make it so you can get out there. I don't even care about my own YouTube. I could turn my YouTube into a fucking Frank Miller, the mailman fucking channel. That's dope, man.
Yeah, right.
It's I like the fact that he doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, he gonna say it and that's it. You gonna fucking take it, and I respect that so much. You know, unlike some other people, they say some shit, but they don't really mean it. They ain't about that life. But this motherfucker's about that life.
Frank's the honest hero we need. We need him in this life. Frank
For sure.
2024.
But yeah, no, stay tuned to that. I will probably do it around 9 Eastern, like 9:30, probably 10 o'clock Eastern time. He is on the east side, so again, sorry about that, guys. I forgot that AC himself was in the Midwest, so he's an hour behind me. So when I actually announced 9:30, for me it was 8:30 for him. He was supposed to be here by 9:30, so that was
Appreciate everybody waiting though.
that was pretty funny. But I'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you for being here. Much love, AC.
Much love.
Take care, my
Peace
man.
out. Deuces. See
Adios,
y'all next
everybody.